One thing nobody warned me about when you finally find clarity is how easy it is to get comfortable again. I thought clarity meant I was good, but I didn't realize how easy comfort can undo progress just as much as confusion. When you finally get clarity and you kind of figure out what you want to do or where you want to go in life, or at least have some type of direction, it's a relief. It's a sense of relief. Especially me, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do and what I want to go, and I finally figure out what I want to do. You know, Not in the balance anxiety, or you got to get this major to go here, or get this job and do this and work your way up this to make this amount of money. I knew what I wanted to do, and that was a relief. And I knew I had a lot of work to do, but I felt like that was the hard part, because you're trying to figure out what you want to do for so long. And you finally do. It's like I finally got the missing piece, and that's the thing is about life is you can't let your guard down. You know what I mean? Especially when you're just start getting disciplined and when you just start getting yourself together. You can't let your guard down. You can't let anything slip, and that's just how it is. Clarity doesn't replace discipline. It just shows where discipline is needed. Clarity doesn't replace discipline. It just shows you where it's needed. And I had to learn this the hard way. Was doing good. Felt like I had a routine. I felt like I was disciplined. I had a routine I would do every day. And I didn't play the game, or I didn't go out and hang out with friends. I didn't do anything I wanted to do until I got my stuff done, stuff with social media stuff, school stuff done. And that's what I would do every morning. And, after a while, you're doing this every day and you're like, you know what? One day I might just wake up and instead of not going on my phone, doing my daily routine, I might just go on my phone for 30 minutes a day. I've been doing this for however long, 2 months, 3 months. And why are you rewarding yourself? At least me, well, that's how it was with me. It felt good in the moment, but just like we talked about in other videos, a small step can make a big change. And that can be something you can make a habit. You can't keep doing that just because you're doing what you're supposed to do. You get a reward for it. That's not how it works. And if you think that's how things work, you probably won't get to where you want to get to. That's why it's called delayed gratification. And the thing about slip ups, and that wasn't a slip up, but the thing about, slipping up or getting in these danger zones is that it just takes one small thing. And that's what it did with me. I had a morning routine and I was doing it every day. I would get up, read, pray, and work out, and then do the rest of my stuff. And one day I just like, you know what? I'll do my push ups later in the day. And that was fine. Got back to the normal routine for a week or two. And I did it again. It was fine for another week, and then 2 or 3 months passed and I haven't even worked out. And it's how small decisions and small choices can affect you down the line, because it didn't affect me right away because I stayed disciplined. I stayed in my routine. But a couple weeks passed by and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's just not do it today. And there's nothing wrong with off days. There's nothing wrong with taking days off, but it's a difference between when you plan a day off and when you're just taking something off, or when you're just not putting enough effort, or when you're slipping up unplanned just because you feel like it. That's a big difference. Just say the biggest thing is just being aware. There's no blueprint. There's no map telling you, what works best for you and what you should be doing to get to where you want to do. And there's nothing like that. So it's just really all trial and error, and you just have to know what your bad habits are, what's not good for you, and what's good for you. And most people know. A lot of people just don't want to lean into it. I knew my bad habits were staying up late, eating like shit late, playing the game too late, and but my biggest thing is I have the most energy in the morning. You know, I've realized through college that I get a lot of stuff done in the morning, and I have a lot of energy in the morning. And once the evening or afternoon hits, obviously, work or whatever, but if I have the choice, I would just get all of my shit done in the morning, and in the afternoon, evening, just do what I want to do. But if I want to wake up at 8 o'clock and get stuff done before, 12 or whatever I got to do that day, but I stayed up till 4 o'clock, playing a game, stay up till 4 o'clock, hanging out with friends at the bar or with a girl or any of these distractions, how can I expect to wake up at 8 o'clock and then get stuff done? And those are the small type of things you have to notice. And when I noticed that, I just start trying to plan my days around getting the hard things, getting all the stuff I need to be done in the morning. And I had to accept that I'm a morning person, and it's just who I am. I might not like it at the moment. I might not think it's the best, but through trial and error, I just know that I get the most stuff done in the morning time. So I had to just make a change. I had to slowly make a change. But the biggest thing is if you slip up, if you decide to, take a day off or whatever the case is, I feel like a lot of people do get to this point where they get disciplined, they figure out stuff, and they get to the point where they fuck up, you know, miss a day at the gym or miss a homework assignment or you show up late to work or you miss something that you were supposed to miss. And it's just like, damn, I messed up, I made a mistake, and you just beating yourself up and you stay in this mind state or set or you stay in this mind state or this emotional state for longer than you need to be. At the end of the day, everybody makes mistakes. We all do stuff. I mean, some people do stuff that's detrimental to their life. Like you can't take it back. But a lot of stuff that you do and a lot of mistakes you make at the end of the day, yes, it may take a week, it may take months, it may even take years sometimes to correct a mistake. But if you just get yourself out of the mindset of I fucked up or I made a mistake as quickly as possible, obviously, you want to correct the mistake and make sure it doesn't happen again or do whatever you can for it to not make it happen again. And you want to be soft on yourself. Like I know people say be hard on yourself and you should do that. But I think it's just about having boundaries with yourself and letting yourself know what you can and can't do, but you can't be hard on yourself all the time because the world's gonna be hard on you. And I think that's important to say is that it's okay to be in your feelings. It's okay to be upset and it's okay to be mad at yourself. But at the end of the day, Only person that's got you is you. So just be soft with yourself. You know what I mean? Allow yourself mistakes, allow yourself to fuck up, because if you're trying to do anything great in life, if you're trying to do anything important, you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna make mistakes. It's gonna look bad. It's gonna feel bad. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It might be in front of a bunch of people. But at the end of the day, if you just keep doing what you gotta do and keep correcting your mistakes, it will work out. So it's important, but staying intentional after you gain clarity is just as important. Comfort isn't bad all the time. It's just about having boundaries. It's okay to take a day off. It's okay to take a break. Like I said, you need to be easy on yourself. You need to be soft on yourself, because the world will be hard on you regardless. But just be able to come back, be able to get out of that mind state,